during your experience to allow wheelchair users and other guests to board safely.
Πώς θέλεις να εξηγηθούμε? Πες μας πού περίπου. Εντάξει, από 5 λεπτά εμείς θα καθίσουμε εδώ. Αν θες και εσύ έτσι, από 5 λεπτά έρθει μου. Καταρχήν να ξέρουμε πώς έχουμε διχολησώσει.
感是大忌在下面，这样看也大忌在下面。整个世界都在朝我。
If you are a wheelchair user, please wait until other guests have disembarked and your team will assist you exit.
Thank you. He can't feel his face.
Terminate Liverpool London 2709.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I'm going to leave that there. Practice good.
Approach to Nuneaton. If you're leaving us here, can you please take a moment to check you have all your belongings with you?
Please do not leave items unattended on the railway and
No, I think yours are already on actually, your tickets. Are you at the wedding party?
Yeah, but I've just booked a 4.
Is Paul, okay, I don't just change it. When I'm doing a Beatles tour, I'm always called Paul. Anyway, my colleague today, I'd like to introduce you to Ringo. Say hello to Ray! Hello! Ray's our driver. He's also a guide as well, by the way, so if anything happens to me, or I just get bored, or anything like that, Ray will take over. We've got all our bases covered. Anyway, what are we going to do? We're going to do a Beatles tour. We're going to leave the city centre, go into the suburbs and see the places associated with the Beatles. We're going to see schools that they went to, homes that they lived in, and places that they sung songs about, places like Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields. Hopefully by the end of the tour, you'll have not only seen these places and had a sightseeing tour, but you'll also have a better understanding of the story behind the Beatles and see how that story developed and came together in the 1940s, 50s and early 60s. Plenty of opportunity for photographs on the tour, and there are 4 occasions. Had its origins in the New Orleans area of the United States. It was what you might call street corner busking music, and it began to emerge in Great Britain through the jazz scene that was very popular in the country in the late 1950s. Well, I'm not going to assume that you know what skiffle music sounds like, so I'm going to play you a little bit of a skiffle song now. This is a British artist, or to be more precise, for our friends from Scotland. Yeah, so if you want to all these houses are boarded up. This whole area is part of a huge national regeneration programme. The intention was that these houses would be demolished and replaced by brand new housing. Inevitably, there's been a lot of controversy attached to the demolition, not least of which because the birthplace of a Beatle is involved. Well, here we are at the top of Penny Lane, and this is where you find the places mentioned by the Beatles in their song. We just heard them sing about a shelter in the middle of the roundabout. We'll take a look here to your right-hand side. This building on the right is the former tram and bus waiting shelter, where people could wait out of bad weather for trams and buses to come and go. The building's no longer in use, but it's still a bus terminus for the buses going to the east of the city. So the building on the right is the shelter in the middle of the roundabout. Coming up here on our left-hand side is a rounded building with an empty flagpole. This is the bank on the corner. On the corner is a banker with a motor car. The little children laugh at him behind his back. And the building is still used today as a bank, a branch of Lloyd's TSB Bank here at Penny Lane. The city centre every day, because that's where his high school was located, the Liverpool Institute High School for Boys. And we'll actually see that school a little later. And you'll see the name Tony Slavin that stands on the Penny Lane barbershop. You can see it here to your left-hand side. But the Beatle that lived closest to Penny Lane was John. It was in the Speak district of the city, close to the airport, about 4 miles from where we are now. And it was on the 1st of January 1950, just before before George's 7th birthday at the family. The only thing I can suggest is if you leave the voucher at the Tourist Information Centre in February 1943. Like Ringo, George was born at home, which is fairly common for the time. That wasn't unusual. But this is where he lived with the other 5 members of his family in a 2-bedroom house. So it was a very tight squeeze for the 7 years that they lived here before they festival was being held. Now the church itself will be on our left-hand side as we travel up the road, but the church hall, the place where Paul and John met for the first time, is going to be on our right. It's not an easy building to see. It's actually set back some 30 metres or so from the roadside. But if you want a photograph, if you have your cameras ready, you've got a very, very small window of opportunity to take a photograph as we drive slowly past. So keep looking here to your right-hand side as we pass this small group of cottages over to our right. Any second now, a large red brick building will appear. This is the church hall of St Peter's Church, arguably one of the most important meeting places in rock and roll history, because this is the place where Paul McCartney met John Lennon. Listen to the final verse. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. The gravestone is here at St Peter's, the place where Paul and John met each other for the first time on Saturday, 6th of July in 1957. Today owned and operated by the Salvation Army. In recent times, Strawberry Field has been used as a prayer centre where people can call in for quiet time or prayer. The taxi is about to move, so please remain seated for just a few moments, and then we'll move forward.
Good enough? Okay, your turn. Junction. And as I mentioned to you a little earlier, this is exactly the way that Paul McCartney would have seen these buildings every day as he made his journey towards the city centre. So take a look here to the right, you can see the Lloyds TSB Bank as it is today. Beyond that, the name Tony Slavin that stands on the barber shop, and then the shelter. And here on the left of us, St Barnabas Church, where Paul was in the choir, and Penny Lane itself. But we're making our way towards. It's the largest cathedral in the United Kingdom. It's the largest Anglican cathedral anywhere in the world. But the city actually has 2 cathedrals, and at the other end is
to build, the shortest space of time ever taken to build a cathedral in the United Kingdom. You'll see when you get to the building that this defining feature is its shape. It's circular in shape. And if you were to go inside the building, you would see that the altar is right in the centre of the building, and the seats all run in concentric circles around the central altar, so everybody faces inwards. Nobody is more than 25 metres away from that central. City's libraries, and all of these buildings were completed within the space of just 25 years, between 1854 and 1879. And this area that we're about to pass beyond the hall is William Brown Street, which is where the museums and galleries are located. The theatre on our right hand side is, including the Beatles. The Beatles actually played at the Liverpool Empire on 11 occasions. But most notably, the Liverpool Empire is where they gave their very final performance in the city. That was on the 5th of December 1965, the very final time that the Beatles performed in Liverpool. There were 2 shows that day at the Liverpool Empire, so there were 5,000 tickets available, and there were 40,000 applications for those tickets. In Liverpool was the 5th of December 1965, and the venue here at the Liverpool Empire Theatre, over to the right hand side. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see for obvious reasons we're being held up here while we get the musical notes of the Orange Order. Please don't tell me you want to explain it, because it'll take you forever. So but if you've heard about the overseas visitors, UK visitors probably don't need this explaining. Certainly the people from Scotland don't need the whole thing explaining, but if you heard about the troubles in Northern Ireland between the Catholic and Protestant communities, you probably half understand what this is all about. This is the Orange Order, which is the Protestant side of the coin. Liverpool, many years ago, did have quite strong tensions between the Roman Catholic and the Protestant communities in the city. No longer the case, really, and had you been here 35, 40 years ago, this sort of parade would have gone on for a long time. So the Orange Order has sort of dwindled quite a lot over the years.
She always said it's supposed
one call on Stafford. Due to arrival to London Euston at 20:01. First class accommodations available to all front to change, standard class accommodation towards the rear.
but I don't have that original close, and I don't.
My name's Andy and I'll be your driver for this journey. I just need to quickly inform you that it's now law in England to wear your seatbelts at all times. So for your safety and to comply with the law, if you haven't done so, could you please put them on now. And the journey time from here to Stansted Airport, we're looking at about 1 hour 10 minutes. That's about 1 hour 10 minutes. We should be getting to Stansted just after 6 o'clock, with you. Safety, can you please remain seated until the coach has come to a complete stop? And just a reminder, take all your personal belongings and litter with you. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for choosing National Express, and I wish you a pleasant longer journey. Good night.
This transit is for gates 1 to 39. Please hold tightly.
Wir bitten um Ihre Aufmerksamkeit. Die erste Haltestelle ist nur für die Flugsteige 1 bis 19. Bitte bleiben Sie im Transitzug, um zu den Flugsteigen 20 bis 39 zu gelangen.
Πρόσοχη παρακαλώ. Η πρώτη στάση είναι μόνο για τις εξόδους επιβίβασης 1 έως 19. Για τις εξόδους επιβίβασης 20 έως 39, παρακαλούμε να παραμείνετε στο σειρμό.
La prima fermata è solo per le coste di barco dalla numero 1 alla numero 19. Pregati di rimanere in vettura per le coste di barco dalla numero 20 alla numero 39.
Gates 20 to 39. Leave the track within this section.
Departure of flight 4U 3371 to Hanover. To ease congestion in the aircraft, we'll be boarding this flight by seat rows. Firstly, with all passengers seated in rows 14 to 26, once again only passengers seated in rows 14 to 26, please proceed to gate number 4 for boarding. We kindly ask all passengers to please hold their own boarding cards and their passports open at the picture page, ready for inspection by the gate staff. On behalf of German Wings, we would like to thank you for using this service today and wish you a very pleasant flight.
Sie merken gerade, die Kollegin vom Check-in steht noch in der Kabine. Es gibt da wohl noch ein bisschen Diskrepanzen in Bezug auf Sitzplätze und Passagiere. Das klären wir jetzt gerade noch. Aber warum ich auch hier stehe, ist einfach der Grund, Ihnen mitzuteilen, warum. Our intention is now just to fill up the whole jetway until the doors for the terminal area. And as long as all of you stay in the jetway, it will be as fast as possible. We can do that. Means you start walking down and the first one is stopping in front of the door to the terminal. All the others are coming behind into the jetway. We do the check, then you make a 180 back to the aircraft, and that's possible the quickest way to do this. But that's okay for you because I see some elderly people in the aircraft. It's okay, okay, I get a thumb, thank you very much, ma'am. We do that one. So, should we start?